It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter, and a lot of people always tell me about these Chirac legends, about how grisly they are, how crazy they are, all the blinking and shit like that. But I'm gonna tell you something I done learned in the culture. You know, a lot of these guys got enemies and shit. You know, their life is played out on the internet. I don't know if they asked for it. Maybe some have, but one thing I can say about this is I done had conversations and interviewed a lot of these guys, and I want to share a few things about these guys just to kind of humanize some of these guys because I think a lot of people that strong down the culture. I done interviewed a lot of people who done lost their life due to gun violence in the culture. Like so many people, I couldn't even remember all the names. I had wrote some down, um, but it's sickening, and I don't want nobody to take that as a joke. Don't take that as disrespectful. But I done interviewed so many people that done lost their life that I done forgot the names. I done lost count. People like Duck, Brick, Kobe, TB, Crump, Cash Life Reckless, EBE Benz. That's why I say it's so many people I didn't forget some names. It's a lot more Goonie Looney. Oh my God, that's you see what I'm saying? It's dreadful like that. But I can tell you one thing, like the first time I spoke with Duck, I want people to understand this. I actually had an opportunity to speak with Duck. I interviewed him on my old YouTube channel. This crazy because the first time I actually asked Duck for an interview, he didn't know who I was. He told me I got to pay him. You know, I actually got a video of that. I had a relationship with Cash Out from doing phone interviews. Cash Out was in a room with Duck, and he asked him, "Duck, hey, Truth Teller want to interview you from We Are the Truth Tellers." Duck ain't know what the fuck that was. He was like, "Who? We Are the Truth Tellers." He was like, "Man, tell him he got to pay me." So he never gave me a chance to interview him. He actually came to my Instagram, back in the day, a long time ago. People know I used to post like, stories of like street niggas who passed away and, they gang affiliations and shit like that when I was starting out. I was strong and shit, when I first started out and stuff like that. Duck first went to my Instagram page. When he went to my Instagram page, that shit scared him. He was so alarmed. He blocked me. Can you believe that? For like the first 6, 7, 8 months of me being on like the gram, Duck blocked me. Duck ain't want nothing to do with a street reporter. That shit sounded too policey. Duck went with all that shit. One thing I can say about Duck is I grinded, I worked, I did a lot of interviews, started doing blogs, and he understood. Nah, that ain't no police shit. That's a dude speaking for the culture. He like a Chicago TMZ. I think he understood that, and I'm gonna tell you why I think he understood that. You gonna say, man, he ass thought you was the police, man, your ass the police. I'm gonna tell you why I think he finally understood that. Is because one day, I used to be fucked up in the head. Damn, Duck blocked me. This shit crazy. This dopest rapper in the game. I was always tell King Yella, and then when I interview King Yella, man, tell Duck to unblock me. I was always tell Cash Out, man, tell Duck to unblock me. What the hell, man? I tell Chase. Damn, I forgot my man name. That's fucked up. Chase Benz. I used to always tell him, man, tell Duck unblock me, But I could tell I was working because one day I go to Duck Instagram page and I used to randomly go to. One day I went to it, I was unblocked. And I DM'd him, and we had a conversation. He was telling me, man, I see your ass working, man. I ain't, saying shit like that. And he let me interview him, man. He gave me his phone number, told me let's do the interview, and we did the interview. But he wasn't just gonna fuck with no anybody. You had to work for that shit. That's one thing I can say about that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't his enemy. I ain't never did shit to that man. He ain't had no beef with me, so it wasn't a reason for them niggas to get grizzly on me. So I can tell people that. First time interviewing Zach TV, I want to tell y'all something. Zach used to always call me, man. He used to DM me and tell me, "Truth, you funny as hell. You funny as hell." He used to tell me, "You discover Lifo. Don't let nobody tell you that you the one discover Lifo." Zach TV used to always tell me that. He used to tell me, "Man, you the first one to discover Lifo." He used to call me. He told me, "I fuck with you, bro. They be hating on you, Truth." He told me he fuck with me. So he said, "Bro, I'm gonna start saying your name and your brand in all my interviews." So you start going to his interviews, you start hearing my name in the E-Day interviews, the 600 interviews, as a question in this interview. Like a lot of people didn't want to say my name. Let's go back to the Vlad TV interview. We go all the way back to the Vlad TV interview. Take 600 speak on the blogger. telling him information and shit about like a beef that was going on and shit like that. He was speaking on me. And I wasn't telling him information, but he was speaking on me as a blogger, just saying, he seen the video where I kind of went back and forth with Ide, and I was like, man, Ide had the fake paperwork and shit like that. And Ide kind of dissed me and shit, but this was a little while ago. RIP to Ide, he the legend. But Tay 600 explained that story to Vlad on YouTube, and he was actually talking about me. So I've been in the culture. It's just people never really spoke my name, But Zach was like, man, I'm gonna say your name in every interview I do, to give you some, juice and momentum. That's how good of a nigga Zacktv was. For people who don't know that, Goonie Looney, real nigga, Goonie Looney DM'd me and told me, Truth, you soft. He told me, man, you soft. You on some soft ass shit. Like, really got down on me because I was down. I lost my YouTube page. And Goonie Looney DM me like, boy, your ass need to toughen up. You know what I'm saying? You got your page took, but you still got your name started another one. I was like, fuck that YouTube shit for a month. Goonie Looney DM me, man, I started a new YouTube channel that day. If it wasn't for Goonie Looney, I'd have probably retired from that shit. So I could say like, yeah, these niggas be like street niggas, man, but, it be good in them brothers, man. One thing I can say about that, Mubu Crump, one of the first niggas that told me to stick with this shit and don't stop. Mubu Crump told me basically legends I made in years. Like, you don't become a legend. People ain't gonna jump on your wave. You gotta keep doing it, then they gonna jump on it. And that's what Mubu Crump used to tell me over the phone. So that's why I tell people, I be wanting to share some light on some of these legends who done lost their life in Chicago, because it's a lot of stories about how many bodies somebody got, how many times somebody ran through and blinked somebody and shit like that. So many of them stories, I be wanting you guys to know. It's other stories that's, not so crazy. EBE bands hitting me up telling me, man, look, you can't be having niggas on your platform, man, on this shit, man. Start shit and shit like that if they ain't real niggas, man. We real niggas, man. You be having fake niggas on your platform. Cool, I understand that, man. They might be fake to you, bands, and I get it. But, if I give you an opportunity to speak, I got to give this next man an opportunity to speak. I done interviewed you 2 times before I interviewed this dude, and you spoke his name 2 times in both interviews. Now, I let him speak. You can't really get upset just because you don't think he real now. But we got past that, One thing I can say is after that incident, EBE Bands gave me another opportunity to interview him, So I can say, let's start shining some good light on some of these guys now. It might not be the light might not be that bright, but let's start shining some light on some of these guys, man. We got to start showing some of the good instead of showing all the bad. Keep the donations to yourself. It's hard out here. You don't got no time to give me your shorty money, man. These shorties ain't got no time for you to be giving their money, man. You know what? These shorties, they got to go get them little cars so they can put the little money on their phone for the Roblox, okay? These shorties be wanting the money on the Roblox. Look, let me tell you. You can't give me your money. Your shorty want to get on that phone with that Roblox. How you gonna give me your money? Okay, I'm sure I want to get on that phone with that time. Okay, you want to help me? You hit that like button. Boom. When you do that, make my videos grow. You feel me? I appreciate the love. It's the homie Truth Teller Street Reporter. Bleh, 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 bleh.